So there's been this interview with Josh Horowitz. He has a podcast called Happy, Sad, Confused, and he recently interviewed J.K. Simmons in depth, like for an hour or something, and they talked about a lot of things. And in the end, he brought up Batgirl, and here's what he had to say.
Flabbergasted that they came back to me, recently and
Right.
wanted to have me be Commissioner Gordon again and have it be a more significant role in that. This has all been announced, right?
Yeah, no, this is the
Leslie
Grace.
Yeah.
Leslie Grace is playing Barbara
Yes,
Gordon.
Leslie Grace is Batgirl, and and I'm looking forward to. I think I'm going to get on the horn with her and the directors in the next couple of days and do a little preliminary rehearsals on it. And a couple of months from now, well, they start very soon, and then I jump on board sometime in January over in Glasgow, which is a wonderful place to be shooting it because it's gothic.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be the once and future Jim Gordon.
Yeah, I would think by the nature of the story. I mean, you have Barbara Gordon at the center. James Gordon's going to factor. Have you read the script? Do you have a sense of sort of your part to play in this?
Yeah, and I had a long discussion with the guys about how we want to portray him and the script. I thought. Still want to give away anything.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
So I'm not gonna talk about the structure of it or any of that. But
okay.
I thought it was really an interesting take on introducing Batgirl and giving Jim Gordon, fleshing him out certainly more than I had a chance to do in my first foray into that.
Okay, so there's a lot of key points to take away from this interview. Especially, okay, let's start with some less obvious things. The more obvious things. He said he again praised the script, right? He said he was going to say it was a very great script and get into that, but he stopped, right? This is another of Christina Hodgson's scripts that people are praising and are excited about to join the movie. The previous one being The Flash, and Ben Affleck praised that script, and all the other people praised that script, and we're excited for them to return. So it seems like she has a sense of what the DCEU is and who are the characters inside the DCEU, what gets fans excited about the DCEU and all that stuff. So I think she has that locked. But yeah, hearing him praise her script as well, nobody asked him to do that. Nobody asked him about the script, but everyone just keeps mentioning the script. And this is not common. Like, people don't usually praise the script this much, But that was one of the takeaways from this, I think. And another one is that he, I think, accidentally confirmed that it's going to be a significant role. And we didn't know that before. He was in the Snyder Cut as well as the Justice League movie. And in both versions, he has just one scene or something, but not a significant role, right? Because that's not a Batman Gordon story. So you would expect that to be like that. But when he was cast for this movie, even I thought that, being Barbara Gordon's father, I thought that there would at least be, more screen time with him than he got before. But him saying significant means that the Barbara Gordon character shares a lot of scenes with him and probably has a very emotional arc and stuff with him in the movie, and he's integral to the story. So that's pretty good, and I wonder what happens to Barbara. Yeah. So stuff like this is just very fascinating to me. And then there's one more thing that we will talk about, but before that, what did you think of this interview, and what are your key takeaways from this?
Yeah, it's an actor film that they're in. It's J.K. Simmons, and he's a terrific actor. So he's in high profile stuff all the time. Like he's Invincible, he's in Spider-Man, he's in Justice League. Now he's going to be in Batgirl. So that's fantastic. But he's not going to shit in the script. He's not going to shit on the story. But I think what he can't lie about is I have a bigger role. A substantial role. So that's fact.
Mm-hmm.
And if he read the script and he liked the script and he's in more of it, then he must have liked the script if he accepted the deal. And he thought that chapter was done of him being Commissioner Gordon because the 2017 Justice League came out and that was just badly received and didn't make that much money. Snyder Cut came out, it was well received, but it's a streaming movie and we don't know what's going to happen with that franchise because there's no numbers to back it up and it seems to be hid away by Warner Brothers and stuff like that. But not too many actors did press for that even. So it's not like there was a big massive premiere where J.K. Simmons got to go and watch the Snyder Cut, and Jeremy Irons and these guys, even Jeremy Irons with Sean O'Connell on Cinema Blend, he hasn't watched the Snyder Cut yet. Like he has it at home, but he hasn't watched it. Like that's not like bad, right? And a lot of actors don't watch the stuff that they're in; they don't even watch movies full stop just because it's the job to them. But, it's hard, but I'm saying it's hard from J.K. Simmons' perspective to see how he would come back for more Justice League when there was no real hype around the Snyder Cut in terms of a business point of view, in terms of a big premiere or interviews and stuff. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. It just came out. So if he thought that was done, but it's fantastic to see him going to be in this movie because he's a great actor. And I talk about this all the time, where you have somebody like Leslie Grace who's unknown. You have a Batgirl character who is unknown as well. She's never been in a massive movie before. Last one was Batman and Robin 1987, which didn't do that well and was over 20 years ago now at this stage, and she hasn't really been in anything since of high profile. So you're going to have people who don't know the character of Batgirl, who don't know Leslie Grace, and for them to click play, they're going to need something to click play. And if you have Brendan Fraser in the marketing, people love Brendan Fraser. Oh, that's cool. I'll watch with him. You watch the movie because Brendan Fraser's in it. Wow, J.K. Simmons in it. I loved him in Spider-Man. Spider-Man No Way Home. He was so funny. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch J.K. Simmons. Ben Affleck, if he's in the movie and he's used for the marketing, Ben Affleck's Batman, cool, I'll watch that. And then when you start watching the movie, you're like, oh, this Leslie Grace, this actress is pretty good. Batgirl's pretty cool. Look at what she did there, And then for Batgirl 2, or if she's going to be in Birds of Prey or whatever, people are interested in the Batgirl character now because they've seen her before.
Right.
They've watched for all the other variables, and now they're watching for Leslie Grace because she's awesome. So those are the things that I think you need in some stories when you have an unknown character. But yeah, J.K. Simmons, he's good things to say about. Christina Hodson, hopefully he's on a bit of a roll. I liked Bumblebee.
Yeah, me too.
I prefer the Michael Bay. I think story-wise it was better than like the Michael Bay ones, but I like the Michael Bay ones because I love all the action. I love Shia LaBeouf and stuff like that. And I'm a big Michael Bay fan. So like that 4 movies that Michael Bay made, I watch them anytime. They're fantastic. It's a sweet movie, more or less for kids, I would say, Bumblebee, and it did pretty, like, it catered to all ages, and it did well enough. So, and then Birds of Prey, I like that for what it was. Of course, I talked about the story choices that they used before and stuff I don't like, but other than that, I thought it was a fine film. And now Ben Affleck, we got him to come back for the Flash movie, and it's going to be a huge movie. And then she's doing Batgirl, and maybe Ben Affleck again, but J.K. Simmons signed on, so that's pretty big. And who knows who else will be in this movie? Brendan Fraser signed on. It's awesome.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser.
Property. He's been in some massive movies, so it's awesome to see him in this, and he'll definitely attract eyes to it. So yeah, it's everything so far is pointing in the right direction. That this is going to be. It seems to be a good movie. They're going to start shooting. I think they're next few weeks, or maybe they started in pre-production right now.
Mm-hmm.
Same cinematographer from what movie was it? They announced it on their Instagram. Going blank. Again, in a second. But
right.
Everything so far.
They're
everything so far.
hold on, let me check that.
Everything so far just seems fantastic about this movie. And then there was kind of people thought that J.K. Simmons kind of stuttered when he was going to say Ben Affleck. I don't know. People thought that. I didn't think of it watching it the first time. That people rewatched it and stuff and said, "Oh, he was going to say Ben Affleck there, but he stopped himself." And then some people were saying, "There's a bit cut out in the interview. If you could notice here, he's looking one way, or his facial expression is one way, and then just cuts to another facial expression." So he obviously said Ben Affleck's Batman right there. So I don't know if that was the case. I didn't pick that up. I think maybe he stopped himself from saying something, but I don't know if he was going to say Ben Affleck. But then again, the director did post something new on their Instagram a few days ago of like a meme of like
Yeah.
a guy wearing his cat and the 3 stages of it, and then the fourth was Ben Affleck's Batman. A lot of Batfleck teases for a movie that is featuring Batman.
Yeah. Look, a lot of times we kind of speculate on stuff based on just theories, but here we have a lot of hints, actual hints from the directors and stuff that Batfleck might be in the movie. Like he hasn't stopped talking about that, and he has hinted at this before. Like right from Christina Hodson's script, this being in the DCEU, J.K. Simmons being cast as Gordon, and the director just teasing the Bat cowl, Ben Affleck's cowl, and then him going on some Dutch interview and talking about Batman and saying that, oh, in this movie it will be the Batman or the real Batman or something like that. So yeah. After that, the thing you said, the cat meme, which is right over here, obviously. So yeah, a lot of things that hints at Ben Affleck's Batman, and even one more thing, the Gotham that they are shooting in is the one that's Ben Affleck's Gotham, Batfleck's Gotham, which is in Glasgow, and the Flash movie is also shooting the scenes there. So yeah, I mean, to me, it's very obvious that it's going to be Ben Affleck, and I don't know, some people, some fake scoopers or whatever they keep calling, the people who think that Ben Affleck's going to be in this stupid because they think that Keaton is going to be here, which I find literally no reason as of right now, even after all these hints. Keaton is in this movie. If they think that, I don't think that's a rational theory to have. But apart from that, I do think that Batfleck will be in this movie. Maybe just for a cameo, maybe a bat suit action scene, whatever. But yeah, I do think that he's going to be in the movie. Whether or not I believe that J.K. Simmons accidentally said Ben, I think so. He kind of said Leslie Grace as Batgirl and something, and then it cut, right? So why would he mention anything else if he was mentioning the cast, And they were just talking about what was announced. So maybe he didn't know that Ben Affleck wasn't announced.
He didn't even know that he was announced.
Yeah.
He wasn't even too sure. So yeah, he definitely said something that was cut. So I don't know what he said. He could have said, I don't know. I could have said Ben. That's pretty cool. But the director is pointing on the right direction that it's Ben Affleck's Batman. I talked about. I didn't necessarily believe that the clip was cut when he said Ben Affleck, but I did say the possibility of him maybe saying Ben Affleck. And I fully, even before a clip, I've been saying that I think Ben Affleck's in the movie.
Yep.
That's just because I think it. Just because the director's been posting all this shit about Ben Affleck's Batman, not Michael Keaton, not Robin Pattinson, not Christian Bale. It's been Ben Affleck's Batman. So I don't know. Like I had some idiot come at me because I was talking about it, and then they're then I compared it to Spider-Man. Like he's like, oh, what if Ben Affleck's in it? Why haven't they announced it? Why haven't they been showing him in the marketing or whatever? And I'm like, I just had a picture of Spider-Man. No Way Home. Why isn't Tobey and Andrew in any of the marketing?
It's so stupid.
They called me an idiot for saying, oh, if you think Spider-Man No Way Home and Batgirl and Ben Affleck is the same thing, well, it kind of is, because the biggest thing in the DCU is kind of Batman and Superman. The biggest thing in Marvel is Spider-Man, and you're not showing the two biggest Spider-Mans. And then if they pop up in the film, word of mouth would be insane. Idiot.
Yeah, it's whatever. Like
we all know.
I think that
we'll all know when the movie
exactly
comes out.
I think we should just wait for the movie, because a few months ago we didn't have any info on Batgirl, and at that time, if you were making a claim that Keaton was going to be the Batman in this movie, it would probably be one possible theory. But as things stand right now, I think that that's just a wild thing to say. Like, I think there's 0% chance.
I never understand these people that like the Snyder Cut will never happen, or they say these statements like
Yeah.
it's guaranteed this will never happen, and then when it does happen, you're just leaving yourself to be open. You're just digging a bigger hole every single time, and it continues. It's like the Flash will reboot the DCU. I've been hearing that since 2016, after the opening weekend of Batman v Superman, that the Flash is going to reboot the DCU,
Mm-hmm.
and yet Birds of Prey and Shazam have had references to the characters within this universe.
Yeah.
You know, and there's talk of Jason Momoa being in Wonder Woman 3. Like, I've been hearing this for years. It's just another narrative by bloggers to get clicks and to make up this shit. And maybe at one time it was true.
Exactly. That's
but
what I was gonna
circumstances
say.
change.
Yeah.
Things change all of the time. The Snyder Cut came out, and then you had the special effects artist from that movie now working on the Flash movie.
Yep.
You know, Ben Affleck read the script of the Flash movie and was like, "This is pretty good. I think I'll come back." Things change all of the time, and now, like maybe at the time when Michael Keaton was first announced, they were thinking, "Okay, so Ben doesn't want to do it anymore. Jesus, we need a DCU Batman or somebody like to show up and be connected to the movies." Okay, Michael Keaton, can we bring him back in some way for this Flashpoint Paradox kind of movie? Okay, cool. And then Ben Affleck decides to come back and like, all right, now we got two Batmans. Okay, what can we do? Let's switch it up a bit. Like, circumstances change.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill, which we'll talk about, has been talking about Superman. People said he was done. He was never coming back. Guarantee you, he'll play Superman again.
Yep.
And it's just things always change all the time. It's never set in stone. Like, what movie have we had come out this year that was like Ghostbusters? The original guys were back in this movie. Ghostbusters is out now. Keanu Reeves did Bill and Ted 2 or 3 that came out either earlier this year or at the end of last year. What other movies?
Forget even other
years,
movies. In the DCEU itself, what movie was ever exactly the same story as when it was announced? It always changed.
Yeah.
BVS changed.
Jared Leto was done as Joker.
Justice League changed.
I kind of brought him back.
Suicide Squad changed.
Like, say,
Birds of Prey changed. Every movie changed. The Flash movie changed 5 times now.
Yeah, and just say, for example, Zack Snyder was brought back to the DCU. Things change again.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to bring back some of the stories. Wayne T. Carroll will be Green Lantern. Jesse Eisenberg will be back. Things always change all of the time. So you can never say they're set in stone at all.
Yeah.
Anytime. It's fascinating. And who would have thought that? I won't say that there's a leak who's in Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Who would have thought Kevin Feige would have brought back that actor to play that character that's going to be in that movie? Nobody. But then circumstances change and then multiverse stories are implemented. Anything can happen.
It's wild. And yeah, we're not even saying that Ben Affleck coming back would be set in stone, because even that could change. Like 1 month before, his 1 week or 1 day before he is ready to film his scenes or whatever, he might get an injury or something, and then he might not be in the movie. Like, anything can happen.
They have different movies.
Yeah.
He might get a big directing gig that he can't do. Like, things happen, things change.
Yeah, just wait.
Abdul Mateen II was announced to be in Mad Max 4 months ago. Today he dropped out over scheduling conflicts. He can't be in the movie anymore.
Damn, dude.
Things always change.
Maybe he's signed on for Matrix, the next one.
Hopefully.
But yeah, one more thing I wanted to touch on before we move on to the next topic is that there's been rumors twice now that Black Canary will be a part of this film, and she will be not introduced, because she was introduced in Birds of Prey, but she will have okay, so the first rumor was from the scooper Daniel RPK. The first rumor was that this movie will tie into the Black Canary movie, right? And because of that, some people are speculating that maybe she has a cameo at the end or something, or Batgirl meets her or something like that, right? And just today or yesterday, I think, he also put out that yes, she will be part of this movie. So whether that's just a cameo at the end, or she will have something to do with a plan Batgirl has in this movie or something, we don't know that. But yeah, that's the rumor. And look, I didn't like Birds of Prey, but there are some characters and some things that I like about that movie. Huntress is one of them, but Black Canary is definitely one of them. Like Journey, I just love her as an actress. She's absolutely phenomenal. in Lovecraft Country, she was very, very good, and she showed what she can do in that show. And I'm forever going to be looking out for her career, any movie and any show she's in, because she's just a great actress. And she's also really fun, outside of the movies. She has a very good personality, so it's fun watching her in movies. And I thought she was great as Black Canary as well. And she was also one of the people who were excited about the Snyder Cut when it was coming out. She kind of posted subtle tweets about that. And now, if this is true that she's indeed part of this movie, it makes me even more hyped for this movie, because there's a lot of things that I like that's in Batgirl. So yeah, I'm all in.
Yeah, well, there's the Black Canary movie coming, or HBO Max series coming as well, and talks about Birds of Prey 2 happening with Batgirl with the leader and stuff. But I think those rumors are true, then her appearing in Batgirl backs up a lot of those reports as well. So yeah, we're getting more of that character, which is awesome. So, but first and foremost, it has to be a Barbara Gordon movie, and Leslie Grace has to be the star of that movie, which I'm sure she will be. She'll be fantastic. But there's Brendan Fraser, there's J.K. Simmons, maybe Ben Affleck, and we still don't. I'm sure there'll be one or two other side actors that will be in this as well, which would be pretty big enough profile. So yeah, there's more stuff to come out of this movie, which is fantastic. But yeah.
So yeah, let's hope it's a great movie.